Let's listen to some music. If I can find this particular song, that is. Man, what's a lady gotta do to get some privacy around here? I swear. I totally know how that feels. To want to record a video, but not have the privacy to do it. Right now, my parents are upstairs eating dinner, and my brother and sister-in-law and their kids are out of the house, and because they live in the room above me, I have to wait till they're not here to record, or not doing laundry, or kids aren't screaming. The birds are bad enough. So, I mean, I don't have walls. Give me a break. Give me some privacy, for Pete's sake. Ugh. Okay, let's see if I can find this song. Whew! So, last night, I could not sleep. I couldn't sleep. It was awful. Why am I smiling and saying it was awful? My dad does not like the word awful, by the way. He's like, the word awe is like a beautiful thing. You combine it with full, and it should mean that you're saying something positive about a thing, not that you're saying it's horrible. So, I agree with him. I felt horrible last night. How's that? Terrible. Because I took too much magnesium glycinate. 400 milligrams of it. Magnesium glycinate is a combination of magnesium and glycine. Magnesium and lysine. Glycine is spelled with a C, I-N-E at the end, and lysine is spelled with an S, I-N-E. They're different things, but I didn't know that lysine improves your body's absorption of calcium. And at doses of 100 milligram and 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, I was fine taking it at bedtime, but, you know, I guess I like trouble. Just had to see what would happen if I took 400 milligrams, and I found out because I was so anxious. Heart rate was elevated, my thoughts were racing, music that I've been listening to in the past few days would get played over and over and over. Not the whole song, pieces of the song, sort of like listening to a DJ. Messing with a vinyl record and forcing it to skip. And this happened for 5 hours that I was just losing my mind. I was mentally... Whew! I tried to explain it. One way to explain it is it's like I was put on a roller coaster, strapped in, and sent on a ride that I was not enjoying. And the whole time I'm going, hey, get me off this roller coaster, I don't like this. And I'm being told, oh, you know, you got in line for this ride, you bought and paid for the ticket, you strapped yourself in. I'm like, no I didn't. No I didn't. Let me off this mental trip. I haven't gone through something like that in a while. I should probably say it's a good thing to be reminded how awful, horrible it feels. Be reminded that any day I could make a mistake and accidentally trigger my body and my mind to just lose cohesion, go off course, veer off the track, you know, veer off course, run off the track. And the only reason I came out of it is because after 5 hours of that, I'm like, I'm not sure exactly what caused this, but I'm going to get out of bed, I'm going to take my other magnesium, my liquid magnesium sulfate, 2 droppers full, drink some water, go online and read about what it might be, because I have some ideas, but I need to look into them. So that's what I did. And it took 45 minutes for the liquid magnesium to kick in, but when it did, Oh my gosh, the change in my thinking, in my heart rate, in my mood was night and day. Night and day. So 7:30 in the morning, I was like, oh, finally. Finally, I don't feel like a crazy person. Finally, I don't feel like like I'm careening down a spiraling abyss. Because I was thinking those thoughts that aren't, they weren't depressive, but they were self-destructive. They were nihilistic. They were like, what's the point? I hate feeling like this. I hate being reminded how this feels, what it felt like before, and now I'm feeling it again, and gosh, am I ever gonna be safe from this? Am I ever gonna be able to not be vulnerable to this? And it, man, so nihilistic. Like, oh, the best solution is just to, you know, this will stop happening if I'm not alive, if I'm not here. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe, you know, I'm defective. Maybe I'm, you know, not designed to survive in this world. Maybe I, you know, should have died a while ago. All that stuff. When you're careening down. And paranoid thoughts and delusional thoughts and oh my gosh, that was not fun. But I think you get the point. I think you get the point that it wasn't fun. How simple it is of taking too much of something. Too much of something can have ill and unwanted effects on you. Be careful when you are reading about supplements or considering taking them and are taking them. Be careful, okay? Be careful. If you're going to increase your dose, you got to do it slowly, and if you feel it, like anything is not going as it should, you know, just stop taking it. Take a break. Try to figure out what went wrong. And it's a good idea to have a backup plan, something that you know can reverse your symptoms of psychosis or depression or irritability. Whew. Man, if that magnesium sulfate, if that liquid magnesium hadn't worked, I don't know if I would be mentally stable right now. It could have gone on another 12 hours. So, but that's the key there, is that I didn't just completely surrender to it. I knew something was really wrong, and I knew that I was capable of fixing it. I just had to try. I had to try. And this reminds me, there was something I wanted to say. It seems like in so many of my videos, I almost say something, I touch on it, and then my mind gets distracted, and I don't say it. And one of the videos was when I said, back in December of last year, that I had to exhaust my faculties. The thought that I almost said but didn't was that when I was on the brink, when I was just sobbing into my hands, sitting at the computer going, you know, I have all these resources. I live in this wonderful era where information is freely available, and I still feel like I can't make my struggle worth something, and I still can't feel like all the crap that I've gone through is going to amount to something. I should just give up now because I'm just perpetuating my suffering living, right? And then, of course, you go through the whole guilt. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's not everybody. Maybe other people go through a different cycle. But the whole guilt of, if I do this, what will happen? How will it affect people? How will this affect people? My killing myself and dying and not being here anymore. How is that going to affect other people? And I knew it was going to be painful and hurt people, and they'd be confused and they'd have no answers. So how would they be any better off? They would be in the same situation I was in before I took my life. How could I willingly, knowingly do that to people I love? You know, I couldn't do that. So I also rationalized that killing yourself, suicide, is a last resort. To me, in my mind, it's not just I don't want to feel pain. It's a resignation of, I don't know how to stop feeling pain. I can't find a solution. And I had to honestly say to myself, have I looked everywhere? Have I tried everything? Have I exhausted my resources? Have I exhausted my faculties? Have I truly given it my all? And I had to look myself in the eyes, going in the bathroom to clean up my face. Because when you've been sobbing, you can't breathe through your nose, and your face is red and salty and irritated. So I went in the bathroom and washed off my face, with warm water and soap, and then splashed it with cold water and looked in the mirror and said, I cannot do something like that until I have tried everything. And I haven't tried everything. I haven't done everything that I could do. I haven't learned everything that I could learn, At least I had that presence of mind to acknowledge that I couldn't give up, because it was too soon to do that. I mean, I'd been through this since I was 7 or 8 years old, dealing with depression and just accepting that it was like a part of my life that I just had to live with. And there was nothing I could do but find a way to cope with it and live with it, because it was never going to go away. And that day, I was like, I don't know that. I don't know that that's true. I could disprove that, which is another thing that I should have said about the scientific method. It's not just about proving things. It's also an opportunity to disprove things. To go, oh, I was totally misguided on this. I thought that this is the way it was, and holy smokes. And being disproving something, being wrong, can be a good thing. Whereas you thought that, your life was going to go nowhere, or that you were incapable, you disproved that and went, oh my gosh, I can do this. Oh my gosh, there's a way. There's this solution, that solution, this other solution, these other solutions, and I can try them. I can learn about them. I can see if they work. If they don't work for me, it doesn't mean that they won't work for somebody else. They just don't work for me. So, holy smokes, this video got long.